Tennessee. Bain caught it in center court, steps over into offensive court, and we are underway at Knoxville. McIntosh to Schultz, and the ball set it up. Over to Schultz. Tennessee working 1-3-1. They have not gone to their 1-3-1. Kentucky is playing the zone, holding it outside McIntosh deep. Kentucky putting Schultz to the left now. Kentucky not putting the zone out after him. Here's McIntosh in the right corner to Elliott. The zone goes to him, and he feeds it back outside. Tennessee stalling now against the Kentucky zone since taking the tap. Now Davis and Elliott will switch posts in the corners, and Bain comes down on the baseline. Tennessee has the middle open. Schultz holds the ball outside. Over to McIntosh. Davis comes out. McIntosh from 25, missed it. Tennessee got the rebound. Davis picks it up outside on the bounce. Moves to the left. Hands to Schultz. Down the left side, back outside. Cron staying right with him. Backs off as he gets out deep. One shot, no score here at Knoxville. 1 minute gone. Holding three fingers up, Schultz calls his play with a pass to McIntosh, moving to the right. Cron moves in. Bounced outside to Elliott. A deep one in the corner to Schultz. Leaps and pulls it in. Hooks it back out front to McIntosh. Cron hustles in on him. Outside, he goes to the right, then backs away. Cron hangs with him, then backs off. Down the right to Schultz. High one to McIntosh. Back to Schultz on the right. Tennessee freezing the ball now. 1 minute and a half gone. High one across the front line against Cron by Tennessee to McIntosh. Back to Schultz. Back to McIntosh. Holding it out of play now. Fakes to the left gently against Conley. Outside to Schultz in the center court jump circle. Schultz standing in the center court jump circle. Cron backed away from him about 10 feet. To the left side, Bain, who has come outside now. Quickly double team. A foul by Cron. That was very light touching. One of the Kentucky managers has moved out to the Tennessee free throw line and is getting something off the floor. Now one of the Tennessee cheerleaders points out another one on the floor. So Bain on the Tennessee line shoots and misses. Deacon knocks the rebound down to Davis, who lays it up and in. So Bain missed the free throw, but Deacon missed the rebound, and Tennessee leads 2-0. Cron to Deacon on the left, to Conley in the corner. Nash under the basket, and Conley shoots. Good. Larry Conley quickly ties the game at 17:42. It's 2-2. McIntosh of Tennessee in front court. Ivan to Schultz. Bain against Nash in the Tennessee pivot. It's over to McIntosh. Back to the left side, Schultz. All of this play out deep. Now Schultz moves in from 25 feet. He missed it. Off to the right, Tennessee. Bain picks up a rebound that got away from Mobley. Ivan out to Schultz. Deep now to McIntosh to the right. Cron playing just between McIntosh and Schultz out front. Bain, the pivot, out on the top of the slot against Nash. Deacon is on the baseline defensively. The defensive wings are Conley to the left of Schultz and Mobley to the right. It's to the right now. McIntosh back out deep to Schultz. 16:54 and the clock running. 2-2 the score. Back over to McIntosh. Down the right side, Mobley tries to cut it off. Elliott holds on, almost pivoted himself out of bounds. Deep to Schultz. Moves to the left, holds deep. Backs away from Tommy Cron. Talks with the referee now. Moves back in. Backs away from the zone. Holds it up over his head. Passes deep. Cron may have kicked that one as it went up over his head. To McIntosh, back to Schultz. Back to Schultz to McIntosh. Cron playing the cat-mouse game with the Tennessee guards out front. 16-20. 2-2 the score here at Knoxville. 7,500 fans in here this afternoon. There was more excitement in the pregame warm-up. Bounce pass comes over to McIntosh to Bain. 20 feet straight away on Nash. Breaks, pumps on the baseline. Davis. Tied up. Beautiful. Defensive play, and will jump. Bain of Tennessee wanted that rebounding position right out in front of the basket so badly, he leaped on it like it was his. Deacon will jump with Davis. Tennessee will have 3.5 inches height advantage. Bain gets the tap for Tennessee. Nash turns him loose. He gives to Schultz to the left side. 2-2 the score. 4:10 been played. Over to McIntosh. Against Cron, he whips it to Schultz to the left side. Tennessee guards out a little deeper now as Cron drives him away from the in-court part. Over to Schultz to the left side. Cron moves in on him. Schultz to the top of the slot, hands to McIntosh. Cron getting more aggressive out front. Pass deep now to the center court. Schultz back to McIntosh of Tennessee. If Tennessee has worked up an offense against the 1-3-1 zone, they've kept it under wraps so far. The score 2-2. A.W. Davis deep with the ball now against Cron. Gives it over on the bounce to McIntosh. Now deep to Schultz. 5 minutes gone. Kentucky's had one shot. Larry Conley tied the game at 2-2 after Davis had put Tennessee ahead. A whistle from the baseline. Officials timeout. They're warning Tennessee they're going... We thought maybe they would warn Tennessee to play ball. But no, Davis wants to get something done. We wonder if they'll charge Tennessee with a timeout here if Davis stays in the lineup. Trainer Mickey O'Brien being called off the Tennessee bench now to look at Davis. Gets a drink of water. Clock stopped at 14:50. The score is 2-2. Ray Mears off the Tennessee bench looking around. Davis okayed for further play, and they apparently will not charge Tennessee with a timeout. Schultz now decides he doesn't want to put it in play. Let Davis put it in play. Out of bounds for the Vols. Can't find anybody to pass to. Over to Schultz now. He moves back outside on Cron. The fans sitting almost as though they were watching a concert. McIntosh holding the ball outside. Kentucky patiently standing by, not getting stampeded by Tennessee's freeze. In the center court jump circle, Schultz deals one to the right side. McIntosh walks away from him. McIntosh spins it around in his hands. Now near the center court jump circle, McIntosh. No effort by the officials to make Tennessee do anything. 6 minutes gone. It's over to Davis now. He moves in, kicks it back, juggling it. McIntosh gets it back in the air. Stands deep. Now moves to the right. Comes down the side, whips it back deep to Schultz. 13:40 in the first half. It's 2-2. Now it's over to the right side to McIntosh, back to Schultz to the left side. All of this is deep near the center court. Schultz holds up two fingers, and with that, Elliott changes corners with Davis, putting Davis to the right. Mobley, the wingman defensively, forces Davis all the way out front to get the pass. He hands off to Schultz, who brings it back out front. Adolph Rupp sitting with his hand up on his left cheek, just watching Tennessee tom-tom of freeze. Elliott comes out to take a pass, deals deep to McIntosh, left to Davis. He gives on the baseline, wide open. Bain lays it in. Tennessee gets a second 2-point lead. Tommy Cron of Kentucky is up in the front court. Tennessee ahead 4-2. Here it is over to Mobley. Bain tries to steal and misses to Cron to Deacon from the left. 15 feet, missed it. On a rebound, Cron brings it back out front. Setting it up for the Wildcats. They send Deacon to the left. Conley goes to the post. It's over to Mobley. Left side Deacon, back to Mobley. Right side Conley takes a 20-footer. Missed it with a foul call. It's on Tennessee. Elliott, his first foul. The shooter will be Nash. Nash hitting 77.6% of his free throws. 12 minutes, 32 seconds in the first half. Free throw by Nash is good. Cuts the Tennessee lead to a point. 4-3. But for the first time in the game, Tennessee has the ball and the lead. McIntosh up in the front court for the Vols. High pass over Cron comes to Danny Schultz. Again, he calls play number 2. That moves Davis to the right corner, backs Bain up on the baseline, puts Elliott to the left wing, and the middle is open. Nash plays the free throw line unopposed. Schultz moves in, backs away, comes to the right, cuts back to the left quickly and pulls up abruptly, gives it over to McIntosh. Ivan across the front lines to Elliott. Back over to McIntosh to the right from 20 feet. He fakes to shoot, backs away as Cron moves in quickly. Tennessee leads 4-3 as it goes in center court jump circle to Danny Schultz. He moves to the left. Now back to the right. Backs into the center court jump circle. Over to Bain, who has come outside. To the right, Schultz. Down on the corner, Elliott shooting. No good. Conley's got the rebound for Kentucky. Staggered, he holds on, hooks it to Mobley, whips to midcourt Nash, but it's knocked out of bounds by Tennessee's McIntosh. Kentucky gets it at midcourt. Mobley will put it in play. So Kentucky has the ball for the first time, trailing only 1 point. Each time Kentucky has had the ball, and they've had it only twice in the last 8 minutes, 45 seconds, they've been down by 2. Deacon gives to Nash in the left corner. Back to Nash up the side. Deacon back out front to Mobley. Gets it back. Back to Mobley. Right side, Cron. Nothing in the middle. Cron watches Nash fight out, and a foul by Tennessee, Larry McIntosh. That's the second foul on the Vols. McIntosh and Elliott dividing a pair of them. And Nash will have a chance to tie the game. Nash is 1 for 1. 11:03 in the first half. Nash is ready. The shot, good. So it's 4-4 as Nash on 2 trips gets a free throw each time to catch the Volunteers, who have field goals from their forwards, Davis and Bain. In front court, they set it up. McIntosh deep to Schultz. Back to McIntosh after a 1 bounce dribble, spinning it in his hands. He gives it to Schultz now, moving to the left. Back to McIntosh. Back to Schultz. Fakes it to return. Watches Cron, backs away. Tennessee 4, Kentucky 4. We have played 9 minutes and a half here at Knoxville before 7,500 fans. Elliott comes to the post in front of Nash. Schultz playing near the 10-second line, moves into the left, gives it over to Davis, to Bain. Cron stabbing, can't make contact. Behind, he's back to Davis. He drives on Nash and lays it in. The goal counts, and Nash fouled him. Tennessee leads 6-4. Davis has his second field goal. Tennessee. No. This is a television timeout. They are calling this timeout for the benefit of the TV stations. So have you ever stopped to think about the extra services different merchants in your community offer you? You won't find any that gives you more than your neighborhood Standard Oil dealer. Not only does he supply you with dependable products and give your car experience care, but he is also on hand to furnish you air, water, windshield service, provide you with road maps, and get your motor trips routed for you free of charge. Whether your car needs complete lubrication or just air in the tires, your Standard Oil dealer is always on the spot, ready to take better care of your car. Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
CBS in Louisville, 1240 WINN.
This is Claude Sullivan back at the Armory Fieldhouse in Knoxville, Tennessee, where the Vols lead the Wildcats 6-4 with 10 minutes, 11 seconds in the first half. And a free throw coming to A.W. Davis. Each team, by the way, has committed 2 personal fouls. Cron and Nash of Kentucky, McIntosh and Elliott of Tennessee. We'll be back with you at 7:45 Eastern Time. Monday from Lexington, Kentucky plays St. Louis, the final game of the regular season. Davis will go to the Tennessee free throw line. He's got 2 of their 3 field goals and will have 1 shot coming. If he connects, it'll be the first time that Tennessee's been ahead by as much as 3 points. And Davis is hitting 80.5% of those free throw attempts. He's on the line and shooting. Good. So it's 7-4 Tennessee. For the first time, the Wildcats trail by 3 points. Up in the front court is Tommy Cron. Into the pivot, Nash, double teamed. He gets it back to Mobley. From 20 feet, a jumper's good. Mobley is the 3rd Wildcat to score. Tennessee's lead is now 7-6 as we move to the last 10 minutes of the first half. McIntosh of Tennessee double teamed quickly in front court, but Cron and McIntosh bounces it out to Schultz. Directing his offense now, he has Elliott playing the free throw line high pivot. Bain down on the baseline. It's to Davis to the left. He's deep against Conley. Outside to Schultz. Moving to the right, Elliott had been out high as a screener then against Cron. Schultz setting it up with a 1-point Tennessee lead, 7-6. Gives it over to McIntosh. Tennessee maintains its keep-away offense. Double team, McIntosh deals a high one to Schultz, who pulls it down over his shoulder. Back to McIntosh to the right, deep. Now it's to the left, Schultz from 25 feet. He got it. Tennessee leads 9-6. Kentucky gets the ball down in backcourt. Kentucky has never been ahead. Tommy Cron moving up the backcourt. Over the timeline. Looks to the left and feeds Deacon, takes it back. Nash in the pivot. It's to Mobley on the right. Mobley threatens to shoot. Bain moves in. He gives to Cron. Left side, Deacon. In the corner, Conley back to Deacon. Out front, Mobley. Straight away, he gives left side to Deacon. Back to Mobley. Nash under the basket against Elliott. Moves off into the left corner. It goes to Deacon. Back outside to Mobley. To the right side. Bain steals for Tennessee, but loses it out of bounds. Tennessee out hustling Kentucky now as they go ahead by 3 points for the second time. Mobley setting it up for the Wildcats. Over to Cron. Mobley moves in. Cron down the right corner. Conley shooting. No good. On the rebound, Deacon misses. Bain rebounds for Tennessee. So the Vols have a 3-point lead and the ball. Larry McIntosh moving up the backcourt. Over the timeline. Tennessee staying right with its deliberate offense to Elliott in the right corner. Deep outside to McIntosh. Over to Schultz. Bain signaling to Schultz to settle it down and ease off. Schultz moves to the left, pulls up. Almost slides enough to walk, turns and shoots. No good. On the rebound, Cron picks up a bouncing ball. Moves up the backcourt. Over the center stripe to Conley on the right. Back to Cron. Tommy Cron coming to the right. They give him a 20-footer. He takes it. Good. All the Wildcats are in the column except Deacon. And Tennessee's lead is cut to 1, 9-8. 7:23 in the first half. McIntosh of Tennessee in front court. Outside to Schultz, and he gets it right back and returns it. They work it back and forth over on the deep right corner out near the timeline. Davis has 5 points for Tennessee. That's the top scorer. Elliott in the right corner for the Vols. Feeds deep to McIntosh now. Kentucky is 1-3-1 defensively. Tennessee now brings Elliott out to the high post. They go 1-3-1 offensively. Now they back off of it, clear the middle, leaving Nash by himself at the free throw line. Elliott breaks out and gets it. Turns to face Nash. Right side. Mobley knocks it down but can't quite get it. Brings Mears off the Tennessee bench, and the ball is almost out of bounds. McIntosh saves deep to Elliott. Over to Schultz. Tennessee leads by 1. 6 minutes and 34 seconds in the first half. Schultz to the right side, McIntosh, who is deep near the timeline. Spinning the ball in his hands. The trumpet player playing taps across the way. Down the middle to Davis. The shot's good. And a foul on Deacon of Kentucky. That's the third foul on Kentucky, the first on Deacon. The goal by Davis will count. And a television timeout has just been called. A.W. Davis of Tennessee registering his 7th point of this first half of play. And they are stopping the game again for the benefit of television commercials. Well, the policy of your neighborhood Standard Oil dealer, who presents these games for the 12th consecutive years, is more play, less commercial. And here's the scoring. A.W. Davis leading Tennessee to this 3-point lead with 3 field goals in the free throw. Bain with a field goal, 2 points, and Danny Schultz, a field goal for 2 points. And for Kentucky, they have Mobley, Cron, and Conley, each with a field goal and 2 points. Nash has 2 points. Deacon has not scored. The scoring started for Tennessee when Cron fouled Bain, who missed the free throw, but Davis got the field goal as Deacon dropped the rebound, and Tennessee led 2-0. Larry Conley took Kentucky's first shot at 17:35 and tied the game 2-2. Bain went under for Tennessee and got his only point of the first half, and the Vols led 4-2. Elliott fouled Nash, who hit the free throw. McIntosh fouled Nash, who hit the free throw to tie the game at 4-4 with 11:03 in the first half. Davis got a driving shot. Nash fouled him, and his free throw made a three-point trip, and it was 7-4 Tennessee. And Kentucky has never caught up from that three-point trip by Davis, who's on the verge of another one. Mobley got a 20-footer to pull Kentucky within one, but Schultz hit from 25 for Tennessee. Cron got a 20-footer for Kentucky at 7:26, but now Davis has gone under for Tennessee to make it 11-8, and fouled on the play. He will have one free throw coming. He has not missed a free throw in the game, shooting for his 8th point. The shot, good. So the second three-point trip by Davis of Tennessee, and they lead 12-8. The longest lead of the game here at Knoxville with 6:08 in the first half. Tommy Cron gives it to Mobley and takes it back. Moves to the left side. Deacon is open, but Tennessee is in a zone. They've got one man, McIntosh, assigned to Nash. Here it is, Cron, left side Deacon. Back to Cron. Nash has been hit in the face then by Bain. Off the left side to Deacon. Out to Cron, to the right, Mobley. Elliott now on Nash, who says something to Cron going by him as the ball goes in on the left side to Deacon, over to Mobley, to Cron. Right side Conley. Foul by Bain of Tennessee. Very light tap by Bain, just barely hit Conley. That's the third foul against each team. Nobody has as many as two personals. Conley of Kentucky will get one. 5.5 minutes till halftime. Conley's free throw, good. 12-9 the score, and Tennessee gets the ball. Danny Schultz returns it to Larry McIntosh, who moves up and over the timeline. Tennessee attacking with a three-point edge. It goes to the pivot. Bain juggles it, almost lost it. Slapped into Cron, and they call the foul on Cron. Bain bent double on a jackknife move and slammed into Cron. But they call it on Cron for being in the way. That's the fourth foul on Kentucky, and Cron's the first player for either team to get two. Bain on the line gets one. He's had one and missed it. This try, and no good. On the rebound, Nash and Deacon fight for it, drop it. Finally, Deacon gets it. Up to Conley, breaking quickly in front court. Almost hung Bain on his back. Over to Cron. Kentucky down by 3, has the ball. To the Mobley to the right. He dances back to the left. Feeds Conley on the right to Cron in the corner. To Deacon in the pivot. He can't shoot on the baseline. Out to Cron, deep to Mobley. Over to Cron to the right, still deep with the ball. Conley plays the pivot on the free throw line. It's over to Mobley. Off to the left side, Conley to Cron, left corner, shot, good. Tommy Cron cuts the ropes with his second field goal. He's Kentucky's leading scorer and whacks the Tennessee lead to 1 point, 12-11. Up in the front court, McIntosh of Tennessee now. 4.5 minutes till halftime. Gets it over to Schultz. Tries to hang Cron on his back, but Cron too agile for that. Over to McIntosh, back to Schultz to the left, deep against Cron, who's a bit more aggressive now out front. On the top of the slot, Schultz backs away now. Cron hangs right with him. Deep, Danny Schultz bounces one over that Mobley tries to steal and fouls. Mobley's first foul. That's 5 on Kentucky. 4:12 to go in the first half, and McIntosh the shooter for Tennessee. McIntosh, 1 of 2 balls, scoreless, is hitting 70.7 at the free throw line. Tennessee leads by 1. McIntosh free throw, good. The Vols lead Kentucky now 13-11. But Kentucky has the ball and a tying chance. Tommy Cron hustles up over the center stripe. Conley on the pivot. It's over to Terry Mobley. Gives to Conley on the right and gets it back. Down the right side again. It goes to Cron, back to Mobley, over to Deacon. Left side Conley. He's open. One bounce dribble and back to Deacon, out to Mobley. Mobley calling his play, sets it up. Left side Cron. Nothing in the middle. Cron moves straight away. Feeds Mobley on the left. Here he goes from 25. No good with a foul on the play. It is on Tennessee. Both Davis and Schultz hold their hand up, but it is on Davis, his first foul. That's the 4th foul on Tennessee. Mobley will get one shot. Mobley on the Kentucky free throw line for the first time this afternoon. Shooting. Good. That's the third point for Mobley. And Kentucky is back within 1 point, 13-12. 3 minutes and 40 seconds in the first half here at Knoxville. Kentucky has never had the lead. They've tied it up on 2 occasions. A steal by Cron as he gets it away from McIntosh to Mobley to Cron to Conley to Cron. He lays it in. Beautiful play and a foul on McIntosh of Tennessee. The goal's good. What passing Kentucky showed us then. McIntosh gets his second foul of the game. That's 5 on the balls. And Tommy Cron's field goal, his third of the game, puts Kentucky ahead for the first time. He's got 1 free throw coming. Hit or miss, it's in play. Good. A 3-point trip by Tommy Cron. And Kentucky has the lead 15-13. Tennessee led 12-8. Kentucky's outscored them 7-1 since then. Up in the front court now. Setting it up is Tennessee. Schultz in the center court jump circle, moving to the left. 3 minutes, 15 seconds in the first half. Neither team has taken a timeout. Larry McIntosh holding it out deep. Tennessee not changing its pattern, although behind for the first time. Deacon saves a pass blocked out of bounds, but not quickly enough. Knocked one of the photographers almost back into the crowd, and there must be 12 or 15 of them down there at that baseline on the left. Out of bounds, Tennessee to the left of the basket. Elliott will put it in play. They like to lob this one into Davis. Nash has already got his right hand up. McIntosh out of bounds. They hold Davis at bay. McIntosh looks for a man deep and feeds to Bain. Bain straight away on Cron. Moves to the right cautiously. Goes to the free throw line against Nash. Gets in the 3-second zone. He's still in there. Too long. Out of bounds, Kentucky. 2 minutes, 56 seconds in the first half. Kentucky leads Tennessee 15-13. Tommy Cron moving up the backcourt, calling his play with a motion of the left fist. Over to Mobley. Backs away. Down, fakes to the right side. Conley, closely guarded by Bain, goes to the left side and gets it in the corner. Deacon, they give him the shot. No good. On a rebound, Deacon in the 3-second zone. Kicked out of bounds by Tennessee. McIntosh gives the ball to Kentucky here on the near side. 2:37 in the first half. Tommy Cron to Terry Mobley. Mobley swings to the left. Nothing there. He gives back to Cron to the right. Right side, Conley. Mobley in the corner. Back to Conley to Cron. Down the right side from 15 feet, Tommy Cron got it. Tommy Cron has 9 points, and Kentucky leads 17-13. They've outscored Tennessee 9-1 since the Vols took a 4-point lead. Schultz of Tennessee in front court. Driven to the outside by Cron and Conley, the sophomore defense of Kentucky. Over to McIntosh, back to Schultz to the left. We're in the first half at Knoxville, 2 minutes to go, 7,500 looking on. To the right side, out deep with the ball is McIntosh to Elliott, who has come outside. He moves in down the left side. They give him a 15-footer. He flips it back to Schultz, coming in behind him. Both Conley and Cron go for him. Schultz moves outside with a long bounce pass over to McIntosh. High pass now, comes over to Schultz. Back it goes McIntosh to the right corner of the defense. Back outside to Schultz, back to McIntosh. Into the pivot to Bain, right corner. Elliott doesn't want the shot as Deacon moves in. He gets out to McIntosh. Minute 25 left. First half, Kentucky leads Tennessee 17-13. The Vols setting on it here in Knoxville before 7,500. Danny Schultz in the center court jump circle. Moves in, flips it to the left side with a whistle from the outside. Another television timeout here. Stops the clock with 1 minute 10 seconds in the first half of play. Gives us time to remind you that your neighborhood Standard Oil dealers presenting the action of this Kentucky-Tennessee game from here at Knoxville. And with another 1:10 to go, Kentucky's leading by 4 points. A.W. Davis completed a 3-point trip at the last time the game was interrupted when he got the free throw and put Tennessee ahead by 12-8. Since that time, 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go, Tennessee has come 5 minutes and 4 seconds without getting a point. 5:04 and checkers without getting a field goal. They do have a free throw. Bain missed one, but McIntosh got one, and that's the only point for the Vols. Kentucky, meanwhile, has come rambling through with 9 points. They started on the way back when Bain fouled Conley. Then Cron hit from the corner, and a free throw by McIntosh gave Tennessee the lead 13-11, and then at 4:12, Kentucky made its rally. As Mobley was fouled by Davis on a steal, Cron made a 3-point trip, and it was 14-13. He came back with a field goal that made it 15-13, and now a 15-foot jump shot by Cron makes it 17-13. Cron's the top scorer of the game with 9 points. The other Kentucky scoring is Mobley with 3, Conley with 3, Nash with 2. For Tennessee, Davis is tops with 8. Schultz has 2, Bain has 2, McIntosh has 1. Tennessee's in possession at midcourt. Davis out of bounds, passes in backcourt to McIntosh, and the clock starts running. He steps over the timeline in the center court jump circle, moves to the left. High pass to Danny Schultz to the right. 1 minute left in the first half. Kentucky leads by 4. Tennessee's had a 4-point lead. Danny Schultz moving to his left, now ends up right in the center court jump circle. Tom-tomming the ball. The Kentucky pep band across the way, keeping a tom-tom bounce with Schultz. To the right side to Elliott, who has come off the post now. 40 seconds left in the half as it comes out to Danny Schultz. The cadence beat of the drum indicates Schultz is dribbling. Over to the right, McIntosh, back to Schultz. Left side, Davis. 30 seconds left. Davis moves in, kicks over his shoulder to Bain. On the top of the slot, Bain back away. Cron stole it from him as Bain tried to get fancy. Here's Tommy Cron. It's good. Tommy Cron with his fifth field goal as Bain got fancy behind his back, and Cron stole it. Here's another bad pass by Tennessee over the head of Davis to Deacon to Nash in front court. He's fouled by Elliott from behind. Nothing called, however. Up in the front court, Elliott shooting to the corner. No good. Tommy Cron got it with 3 seconds to go. Up to Mobley. He can't shoot, and the half ends. Boy, did Kentucky hit Tennessee then by Mr. Tommy Cron. And the half ends, 19-13 Kentucky. Well, it's been 9 players and Tommy Cron here this afternoon. Quite an exhibition by this young sophomore. Here's the scoring in the first half for the Tennessee Volunteers, who have scored 8 points from their number 2 man, A.W. Davis. Davis has scored 3 field goals and 2 free throws to lead Tennessee. As a matter of fact, he has all but 5. Danny Schultz has 2 points with a field goal. Howard Bain has 2 points with a field goal. And Larry McIntosh, 1 point at the free throw line. Sid Elliott is scoreless. For the Tennessee Volunteers here in the first half, they own only 5 field goals, and at the free throw line, they are 3 for 5. Tennessee has committed 5 personal fouls. For the University of Kentucky, they're being led by Tommy Cron, the game's leading scorer with 11 points, 5 field goals, and a free throw. The other scoring is Terry Mobley with 3, a field goal and a free throw, and Larry Conley with 3 points, a field goal and a free throw, and Cotton Nash has 2 points at the free throw line. Ted Deacon is scoreless. Neither team has substituted. Kentucky has 7 field goals, 5 by Cron, 1 each by Conley and Mobley. Kentucky 7, Tennessee 5 in field goals. While Tennessee is 3 for 5 at the free throw line, Kentucky is 5 for 5. And in personal fouls, like Tennessee, Kentucky has 5. Tommy Cron has committed 2. There's 1 each on Mobley, Nash, and Deacon. Tennessee's 5 personal fouls are McIntosh with 2 and 1 each against Elliott, Davis, and Bain. Comparing this afternoon's affair with that which we saw in Lexington in the first half, it is a completely different game because the score in the first 10 minutes was higher for Tennessee than it is here in the first 20 minutes. Tennessee had 18-17 advantage on Kentucky at the end of the first 10 minutes at Lexington, although Kentucky came on to take a lead of 8 points at halftime, 33-25. Kentucky's ahead by 6 points in a slowdown game here at Knoxville, just 2 points behind their halftime margin at Lexington. Kentucky was outscored by 1 point in the first 10 minutes of the second half, as they were the first 10 minutes of the first half at Lexington. But checking your individual scoring, and maybe it's not too good a comparison to look at the Lexington game and compare it with a slowdown game that we're seeing here in Knoxville this afternoon, in which Tennessee is leading by the score of 19-13. But at least we can look over and see the comparative individual scoring. In the first half at Lexington, Danny Schultz had 7. This afternoon, he has 2. Larry McIntosh had 2 at Lexington. This afternoon, he has 1. Sid Elliott had 5 at Lexington. Right now, he's scoreless. A.W. Davis is keeping pace with his Lexington scoring. He had 4 field goals and 8 points, and here this afternoon, he's got 3 field goals, 2 free throws for 8 points. Howard Bain is just a bit behind. He had 3 at Lexington. He's got 2 here this afternoon. For Kentucky, their first half scoring at Lexington showed Terry Mobley scores 6 points in the first half. He's got 3 this afternoon, a field goal and a free throw. Tommy Cron in the game at Lexington had only 4 points in the first half of play. He's got 11 this afternoon. At Lexington, Nash was Kentucky's top scorer in the first half with 10 points on 5 field goals. Nash has no field goals, but he sure is accounting for a whopping portion of that Tennessee defense. Tennessee is keeping one man assigned to Nash all times, and they give 1- and 2-man help just as frequently as is possible, as Tennessee seems to be keying everything defensively on Nash. Larry Conley, who had 5 in the first half at Lexington, this afternoon has 3. And Ted Deacon in Lexington had scored 8. This afternoon, Deacon is scoreless. Cron, incidentally, has been quite the offensive spark of this first half game here at Lexington. Kentucky hitting a fine percentage here in the first half against Tennessee, where the score stands 19-13. Bob Cox here on the shot chart shows, and we may have missed a tap or something, so there could be a slight change here. But we have Tennessee going, Kentucky going 8 for 10, 8 field goals on 7 field goals. Seven field goals on 10 shots, missing 3. In recapping the first half of play for you, just briefly, Tennessee came out in a stall, and they've been in it all the way, in spite of getting a lead of as much as 4 points. The scoring did not start until 17:46, when, after Cron had fouled Bain, he missed the free throw. However, after Deacon dropped the rebound, Davis of Tennessee picked it up and dropped in the first of his 3 field goals to give the Vols the lead. Conley hit a jump shot to tie the game for the first time at 17:35, 2-2. Bain then got his only points of the first half on a field goal, and then Nash came back to get 2 free throws. The first time at 12:32 when he was fouled by Sid Elliott, and at 11:03 when he was fouled by Larry McIntosh. And so the game was tied for the last time, 4-4 at 11:03. Then Davis made the first of 2 3-point trips. He got a driving shot with 10 minutes, 11 seconds in the first half, fouled by Nash. The free throw good to make the score 7-4 in favor of the Vols. Mobley hit a 20-footer at 9:50 to cut the Tennessee lead to 1, but Danny Schultz came back to get his first half field goal, a 25-foot shot just to the left of center at 9:02, and Tennessee led by 3. Tommy Cron hit his first shot of the afternoon at 7:26, a 20-foot jump shot that cut the Tennessee lead back to 1 point. Davis then completed a second 3-point trip of the afternoon when he hit a shot and Deacon fouled him. The free throw made it 12-8, but with 6 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first half, Tennessee ahead 12-8. The Vols then tapered off. They have not scored another field goal since 6:14, and they have scored only 1 free throw. Conley started Kentucky when he was fouled by Bain, hitting a free throw. Then Cron hit from the corner to cut the Tennessee lead to 1 point at 12-11. Then McIntosh, fouled by Mobley, got a free throw, and Tennessee led 13-11. But with 4 minutes and 12 seconds in the first half, that was the last time Tennessee was destined to score. Coming back down the floor, Tommy Cron on the steal at midcourt got a crip shot right out in front of the basket. Davis fouled him, and he laid in the free throw, a 3-point trip to put Kentucky ahead by 14-13. Then Cron, fouled by McIntosh, made it 15-13. Cron came back on defensive plays to pick up a 15-foot jump shot at 2:17. Stealing the ball from Howard Bain, he drove all the way to make the halftime margin 6 points, 19-13. And so that's the picture of this Kentucky-Tennessee basketball game at Knoxville at the end of the first half of play. Tennessee has elected to go to a very slow and a very deliberate offense, and they have played it without interruption. They have not been driven out of it. Kentucky really has made no effort to push them out of it. Kentucky has been perfectly content, even when they were down by 4 points, 12-8, to let Tennessee play that offense, and they have been able to hit them defensively strongly enough to get possession frequently enough and go ahead of them here at halftime by 6 points, which incidentally is the longest lead of the game. Tennessee has been ahead by 4. Kentucky right now is ahead by 6 as the Tennessee Drum Majorettes are entertaining the crowd here in the Field Armory in the Armory Fieldhouse at Knoxville at halftime. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. First, let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
Total Radio for Kentuckiana, WINN, Louisville.
This is Claude Sullivan back at Knoxville, Tennessee, where we're at halftime. Kentucky 19, Tennessee 13, and another half of basketball out ahead of us. If Kentucky wins the game this afternoon, they will immediately be crowned champions of the Southeastern Conference, although there will be action tonight all around the league and action next Wednesday down at Gainesville, where Tennessee will play Florida. Looking at the other side, a possible outcome would be for Tennessee to win. A Kentucky loss this afternoon would leave Kentucky still atop the league. However, Georgia Tech playing Vanderbilt tonight in Nashville at 9 o'clock Eastern Time would have a chance by beating Vanderbilt to catch Kentucky. And Tennessee playing at Gainesville against Florida Wednesday night could win and come up with a tie also. So that is the possibility, win or lose, for the Kentucky Wildcats. And there is this possibility that Kentucky could lose this afternoon and still get the championship without having a playoff. Even if Tennessee wins this afternoon, it is all not doomed, because Vanderbilt could beat Georgia Tech and Florida could beat Tennessee, and Kentucky would remain atop the standings. But nothing like that has entered the minds of these Kentucky Wildcats, because they want to win it like the champion. They want to win it from the contender on the contender's home floor, which is just exactly what they're striving to do here in Knoxville this afternoon. The Kentucky freshmen would still have one more game to go before the home fans, just like the varsity, when they play the YMCA of Lexington Monday night, lost in their game here this afternoon. The score was Tennessee freshmen 103, Kentucky freshmen 84. The high scorer in the game with 27 points was Whitby of Tennessee. The other scoring saw Petty with 23, Kaufman with 18, Pangrazio with 17. Those were the four baby balls in double figures. Hendricks had 6, and 3 points from Boerwinkle and 9 points from Lewis. For Kentucky, the Kittens were led by Louis Dampier with 25, Pat Riley with 21. Grant came up with 14, Stewart with 10, Chapman with 12, and substitute Dale had 2 points. Kentucky has returned to the floor. We'll have a second half of action before very long. Tennessee has not yet come out. They are trailing by 6 points here at halftime in Knoxville. The score stands Kentucky 19, Tennessee 13. We'll be back with you Monday night, Eastern Time, at 7:45 from Lexington, where Kentucky concludes the regular season schedule against the Billikens of St. Louis. That'll be heard here on these same Standard Oil stations, Monday night, 7:45 Eastern Time. If Kentucky ends up in NCAA play, they will be in the Mid-East Regional, and that will be held in Minneapolis this year on the campus of the University of Minnesota. And the action there, where the Southeastern Conference representative will be in action, will be played on March the 13th and 14th. That's Friday and Saturday, 2 weeks away. So it means that if Kentucky is the Southeastern Conference representative to the NCAA, from the action with St. Louis Monday night, they'll have almost 2 weeks of inactivity. Kentucky, the second half, will have as an offensive basket the one to our left, and the Vols, who are not yet back on the floor, will have their offensive basket at our right. The benches here at the Armory Fieldhouse in Knoxville are not at the end of the floor, as they have been in years past, but new coach Ray Mears, who's in his first year as active head coach, has them placed on the side of the floor, the same as the official scores table across the way from our broadcast positions here in Knoxville. Halftime, Kentucky 19, Tennessee 13, and recapping just quickly for you the individual first half scoring, Tommy Cron, the only player in double figures, with 11. Mobley and Conley each have 3. Nash has 2. Deacon is scoreless. Tennessee being led by A.W. Davis with 8, backed up by Schultz with 2, Bain with 2, and McIntosh with 1. Elliott is scoreless. So now the halftime guess would seem to be, what does Tennessee do offensively? They've been in a zone like Kentucky defensively. However, Tennessee has set the offensive pace of the game by slowing it down, and they've held the ball out of play effectively to keep the score down, Kentucky leading 19-13. A 6-point lead by Kentucky, however, is quite close to the lead they were able to hold at Lexington when they led Tennessee by 8 points at halftime. Though Kentucky's scoring pace, although considerably down compared to the 33 points in the first half at Lexington, the margin of difference is quite nearly the same, because Tennessee's first half scoring is here at 13, only 12 behind what it was in the January game at Lexington. Tennessee returns to the floor, and we'll have a second half of Southeastern Conference basketball in just a few moments. Motorists have learned to expect not only experienced friendly service, but extra service at stations flying the familiar Standard Oil sign. Take road maps, for instance. Ask your neighborhood Standard Oil dealer for a free road map of Kentucky and compare it with any other road map of the Bluegrass State available. You will see at a glance why Standard Oil road maps are the most popular road maps in Kentucky and the South. Why they are standard with traveling salesmen, truck drivers, and tourists. Not only are they up-to-date, clearly marked, and easy to follow, but the reverse side of each map is printed with full-color illustrations of points of interest along the way. Thousands of tourists have spent more time in Kentucky seeing more of the spots of beauty and interest we have to offer because of these Standard Oil pictorial road maps. And a reminder from your neighborhood Standard Oil dealer that we will be back with you Monday night at 7:45 Eastern Time from Lexington, where Kentucky finishes the regular season against the Billikens of St. Louis. We would like to mention that Cotton Nash, coming into this afternoon's game, had accounted for a league-leading average of 25.8 per game and stands now as Kentucky's highest seasonal scoring in history. This afternoon, he stood on the threshold of breaking the career scoring record of Alex Groza. He needed 28 points, shut out from the field with 2 free throws. Nash has now reduced that to 26. Groza scored in his years at UK in the late 40s 1,744 points. And now Cotton Nash is a total of 26 points behind Groza. The warning horn sounds, and we'll have a second half of action coming up here at Knoxville in just a moment. Kentucky leading Tennessee by 19-13. Neither team has made a change in the starting lineups in the first half of play, and from all indications, they'll show us the same 5 to start the second half. Both clubs huddled up at their bench. Kentucky at our right, Tennessee at the left, now moving out. Kentucky shows us Terry Mobley, Tommy Cron at the guards, Cotton Nash on the pivot, Ted Deacon and Larry Conley at the forwards. Tennessee is coming out to give us A.W. Davis and Howard Bain at the forwards for Tennessee. Sid Elliott in the pivot. Danny Schultz will be at a guard with Larry McIntosh, the same 5 for each team that's gone all the way. Nash and Bain will jump. They are each 6'5". Kentucky's offensive basket at our left. Tennessee got the tip to start the game. This time Nash gets it to Mobley right at center court. He moves up. Kentucky's got it 3-3. It's over to Nash. Outside Tommy Cron. Kentucky leads by 6 as we start the second half now. Larry Conley waved to the pivot by Cron. As Mobley comes out, he hits him with a pass to the right. To the right side, Conley. To the corner, Cron. He moves up the far side of the court. Whistle from the baseline. A pushing foul on Nash of Kentucky. Player possession, no free throws. That's the second foul on Nash, the first foul of the half. Nash fighting for offensive position. Though Kentucky fails to get any advantage from getting the center jump circle at the start of the half. Schultz of Tennessee in front court. Shoots from 30 feet, and it is no good. Missed everything. Out of bounds to Kentucky. Well, would that be an indication that Tennessee will change its offense as Schultz fired from the outside? Mobley to Cron, and Kentucky goes back to the attack. Neither team scores on its first trip. Terry Mobley sets up Kentucky, swings to the right side, calls Conley out deep and gives it to him. Conley gives back to Mobley. Out to Cron. Nash trying to get outside. Tennessee trying to box him in. Deacon in the right corner. Missed it. Nash taps. Short. Tapped by Cron, by Nash. Outside, it's picked up by Mobley of Kentucky. Outside, Deacon. Over to Conley. Fakes a shot, gives to Deacon. Left side, Mobley. Doesn't want it. Comes out front. A minute gone in the last half. No scoring this half. 19-13 still on the boards. Tommy Cron from 18 feet. Missed it. Deacon tapped it in. 5 Wildcats have scored, and for the first time lead by 8. 21-13. Cron yelling it up defensively now as McIntosh moves in front court for Tennessee. McIntosh moves in, double-teamed by the zone. Lobs one high to Bain on the right side. Bain out deep to McIntosh. To Schultz. Tennessee still deliberate. Trailing by 8 points at 18:20 of the last half. Calling Davis outside. Schultz moves in on the left side. Goes wide and comes back out front with the ball. Elliott playing the post at the free throw line as Schultz lets it go good. Danny Schultz with a second field goal of the game. 21-15 Kentucky. Tommy Cron up over the center stripe. Sets the Kentucky Wildcats up. 2 minutes gone in the last half. Cron holding it out to get his offense juggled. Gets to Terry Mobley. To the right side, Deacon. Outside Mobley. Cron comes out. Mobley backs away. Kentucky about as deliberate offensively now as Tennessee was the first half. Over to Mobley, back to Cron. Still deep with the ball against Schultz. To the right side, Deacon. They give him an 18-footer. And it's short. Elliott rebounds for Tennessee. Deacon almost fouled, trying to bat it away from Schultz, who comes on up over the center stripe for Tennessee. Turns and comes back out front. Goes down the left side. They double-team him. He almost walked with it. Gets to Elliott in the pivot. He's double-teamed. Out to Larry McIntosh. Breaks to the right side for a 10-footer. Good. The Tennessee guards, Schultz and McIntosh, have hit back-to-back field goals and cut the Kentucky lead in half. 21-17, Kentucky by 4. Mobley in front court. Tennessee getting a flurry of activity now. Cron out of the right corner, drives for the basket. They take it away from him, and a foul on Cron of Kentucky. Tommy Cron has 3 personal fouls. Kentucky has 2 this half. Adolph Rupp off the bench. Calling Cron to the sidelines. Kentucky losing its poise here for just a moment as McIntosh on the Tennessee line will get one shot. 16:55 to go. Kentucky by 4. McIntosh missed. Mobley rebounds for Kentucky. Moves out under Elliott with the ball and clears in the backcourt. Up over the line to Tommy Cron. Kentucky leading by 4 points now. But it is Tennessee that's rallying now. Conley on the right to Deacon in the corner. Threatened to pass it back, but Conley had already vacated. Out to Mobley, over to Cron, looks to the left, back to the right. Mobley from 22 feet. Good. Mobley with his 5th point, and Kentucky leads 23-17. Here's Schultz of Tennessee, 16:25 in the last half. To McIntosh in front court for the Vols. Down the right to Elliott, back to McIntosh, over to Davis. He moves in from 18 feet. The shot, no good. Mobley hustles to the corner, then lets it go on out of bounds untouched. Protecting his position, Mobley feeds in now to Tommy Cron. Kentucky up by 6. Tommy Cron in front court. Gives it to Mobley. To the right, back to the left side. Conley brings it out front now. Bounce pass to Deacon on the right. Outside, Cron sets his offense. Backs away, moving to the left. He gives to Mobley. Mobley fakes to the left. Gives to Conley on the right. From 18 feet, Conley missed it. Dribbled out on him. Taken out by Deacon of Kentucky. Out to Cron. From 15 feet left, good. Tommy Cron has 13 points, and Kentucky's back by 8. Mobley and Cron from the outside bring on the first timeout of the game. Tennessee calling timeout to stop the clock at 15:29, and Kentucky ahead by 8 points for the second time in the game. Thousands of extra miles without engine overhaul? That's right, you can save hundreds of dollars in overhaul costs and get cleaner, smoother engine performance with the deposit-free RPM motor oils now offered by your Standard Oil dealer. These RPM motor oils contain a revolutionary ashless detergent that halts engine wear, leaves no ash deposits, and keeps combustion chambers so clean and moving parts so free of thick, sticky sludge that your engine can now outlast the life of your car. The next time you change motor oil, ask your Standard Oil dealer about RPM deposit-free oils. And next Monday night, 7:45 Eastern Time, Kentucky St. Louis from Lexington. Here in the second half of play, the scoring started with Deacon tapping one in at 18:45, then a Tennessee rally. Schultz from 25, McIntosh from 15, and then McIntosh, fouled by Cron, missed a free throw at 16:55. Then the Kentucky rally when Mobley and Cron have each hit from the outside to shove Kentucky back ahead by 8, 25-17. We resume action with Larry McIntosh of Tennessee setting it up. Clock running at 15:25. Cron playing in between the Tennessee guards defensively. Kentucky is 1-3-1. Schultz comes in to get it deep near the dividing line. Cron turns him loose. McIntosh waved to the left, brought back in close quarters. Schultz moves in, pulls up on the dribble, needs help. McIntosh comes in to get it right in the center circle. Down the left side is Schultz. Mobley stabs, misses. Here's Schultz from 25, straight away, no good. Rebounding, Mobley of Kentucky. Fine defensive rebounding by Mobley the second half. Over to Tommy Cron. 14:45 left. In front court, it's to Mobley. Backs away to set up the Kentucky attack. The middle is open. Left side, Conley. Nash goes through the 3-second zone. Over to Conley. Right side to Deacon. Hands behind him to Cron, coming back out front. Whistle from the baseline. A 3-second violation. Or no, offensive pushing by Nash. That's his third foul. The third of the half against Kentucky. Tennessee gets the ball. That's the second time they've called Nash for that. He's complaining to the official that he's trying to get player position. Oh, Tennessee gets the ball back. A high one to Schultz up in the front court. The clock running at 14:23. It's back to McIntosh. Deep to the right. He moves in from 25. The jump shot no good. Tapped off on the side. Deacon knocked it out of bounds. Nash tapped it. Deacon tried to get a hand on it. Sid Elliott of Tennessee to the baseline, right of the basket, putting it in play. 14:15 left. Calls his play, looks, bounce pass to the left side. McIntosh falls away and misses. On the rebound, it's slapped to Cron of Kentucky. Got a man wide open. It's Deacon. He's got the ball, and he's deliberately fouled by Schultz of Tennessee. That'll be a deliberate foul. Schultz, who grabbed Deacon around both shoulders as he went under the basket. That's the first foul this half on Tennessee, and it's the first foul on Schultz. Schultz now apologizes to Deacon. 14 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. This is the first time Deacon's been on the free throw line. He's hitting 75.6% and missed it. That's the first free throw Kentucky has missed this afternoon. They were 5 for 5. Deacon's second one, good. So for the first time, Kentucky has a 9-point lead, the margin they won by at Lexington. 14 minutes in the ball game. Kentucky 26, Tennessee 17. Larry McIntosh setting it up. Overloads the court to the right. Backs away. Cron watching him. Schultz comes outside and gets it. Calls his play. 2 fingers. Over to McIntosh. Schultz goes down the middle. McIntosh gives to Davis on the right. A one-bounce dribble. High one over it goes. Knocked away by Conley of Kentucky. He can't save into the scores table at 13:39. Kentucky 26, Tennessee 17. Out of bounds. McIntosh of the Vols. Into Schultz. Over the timeline, Schultz against Tommy Cron. Gives to Bain, who's come outside. Against Conley, he moves to the free throw line. Juggles the ball, almost tied up by Nash. Whips on the baseline. McIntosh got it. McIntosh has his 4th point of the half, and it's Kentucky 26, Tennessee 19. Tommy Cron walking up the backcourt. 13:15 to go. Setting it up for the Wildcats. It's over to Mobley. Back to Cron. To the left side, a bounce pass Deacon near the corner. Moves up the side, whips it to Mobley out front. Mobley looks to his right. Conley comes out and gets it. Moves to the left, bounce pass to Deacon. Deacon moves back out front, looks to the left, feeds back to Cron out front. Kentucky slowing it down as we go into the last 13 minutes of play. Kentucky leads 26-19. Kentucky led by 6 at the half. They've been as far ahead as 9 points. Now Kentucky's going to stall on Tennessee, try to get the defense out. Cron tom-tomming the ball out deep. The officials have not made Tennessee play ball, but let them freeze it like this, so Kentucky's going to stay right with it with a lead of 26-19. Cron moves to the left, floats away back to the outside. Tennessee not pressing him defensively. Schultz is shading Mobley, which is to the right of Cron. So Kentucky is running seconds off the clock now. Schultz comes out. It's down the left side to Deacon. Fires it out to Mobley. Tried to hang Schultz, but he stopped quickly enough. Over it goes to Conley. Cron is back outside and takes the pass. Whips it right back to Mobley to the right. Mobley backs away and hits Cron in the center jump circle. We're into the last 12 minutes. Deacon in the left corner, Mobley. Moves up the side. Kentucky stalling now with a lead of 7. Kentucky's outscored Tennessee this half by 1 point. Mobley is caught. Deacon comes out to rescue him, lobs it out in the center circle to Cron. Schultz goes to Cron. 11:40 on the clock. Cron against Schultz, dancing back and forth, goes in and hooks a deep one to Larry Conley. It looked like maybe Cron was open to drive, but he didn't want it. Back to Cron. Kentucky has the middle open. Over to Larry Conley, back to Tommy Cron. Little defensive pressure on the point by Tennessee, which is Cron right now. Now they're tightening up on the wings. Schultz moves in. Cron backs off to the right, gives to Conley. He's double-teamed. Left side, Deacon. Deacon double-teamed outside Cron. Bounce pass left side, Conley to Cron. He gives off to Deacon, though. Kentucky didn't want the shot, and it was a good one. Cron on the baseline, wide open, lays it in. Tommy Cron wanted that one. Cron has 15, and timeout, Tennessee. The second timeout of the game, both called by the Vols, and for the second time, they're down by 9. There are 10 minutes and 52 seconds to play here at Knoxville. Kentucky 28, Tennessee 19. Well, the Kentucky Wildcats this half have been ahead twice by 9 points. Tennessee did call a timeout through the second half of play, though. The first one that has been called. Mobley came back to hit a 25-foot jump shot, and Cron to make the score 25-17. Nash called for offensive charging, gave the ball to Tennessee, but they were unable to convert points. Then Deacon, fouled by Schultz, got 1 of 2, and Kentucky led 26-17. McIntosh went under to get a field goal for Tennessee at 13-18, and Kentucky has frozen the ball since then. Kentucky has controlled the ball for almost 2.5 minutes on Tennessee. As Tennessee in a stall, Kentucky going ahead now has forced Tennessee maybe to change the attack. We'll see. But Cron's field goal here at 10:52 has put Kentucky ahead by 9 points for the second time in the game. Kentucky is out and ready to go. No change in the lineup. Cron on the point. Deacon on the baseline. Nash in the pivot. And Conley and Mobley play the wings. Nash is talking with one of the officials now. Tennessee has the ball under the Kentucky basket. Tennessee gives us Elliott, Davis, and Bain on the baseline. Schultz and McIntosh still running at the guards. Neither coach has made a substitution. Back up in the front court now, McIntosh of Tennessee. Shoots it to Bain on the top of the slot. He breaks on Nash down the middle, charges into Larry Conley, and hits Mobley in the back. The foul on Bain is his second of the game. The second of the half on Tennessee. Larry Conley will go to the Kentucky free throw line. Scoreless this half. 10 minutes, 41 seconds to play. Conley sights, shoots, good. So for the first time this afternoon, Kentucky owns a 10-point lead. 29-19. Here's Schultz of Tennessee up against Kentucky's point defense. Looks down the middle, tomming the ball, then gives to Bain, who has come outside. Bain, a one-bounce dribble, looks to the middle, hands to Schultz behind him. Schultz, holding the ball over his head, has not dribbled. Quicks the shot, and it's no good. Nash clears for Kentucky. Drops it, but gets it bouncing to keep control. Nash handling the ball for one of the rare times in this game. He's been quite a decoy. Over to Mobley to Conley as they work it back to Mobley to the left side, Cron. They're going to force Kentucky to get Tennessee's defense to come out on them now. We got 10 minutes to go. Kentucky leads Tennessee 29-19. Kentucky has scored a total of 10 points this half. Tennessee has scored 6. Mobley and Conley working it back and forth at the moment. Mobley's out deep with the ball. Gives it to Tommy Cron to the left side, deep. He has Davis against him, 1-1. Gives it to Conley, but it's a bad pass, knocked away by Tennessee, and they've got it 3-on-3. In front court, Schultz from 20, missed the shot. Bain tapped it up, no good, and it's out of bounds, Tennessee. Tommy Cron couldn't hold on to it. 9 minutes, 29 seconds to go. Over the baseline, Elliott will put it in play. They like to lob this one in and let Davis tap it in. Out of bounds, Elliott looks, can't find. Lobs one high to Davis on the free throw line, and he shoots from 18 feet short. Tapped by Bain, no good. Deacon has got it for Kentucky, out to Mobley. In backcourt, he slows it down now. Tennessee shows signs of man-to-man. Here it is over to Cron. Left side, Nash juggles the ball and moves out front with the ball, up the side. Against Davis, he's wide. Tennessee is man-to-man right now. So they've changed their defense, and they're going to come out and keep Kentucky from stalling. Here it is over to Conley, who's holding it near the center of the court. Gives it to Mobley. We're into the last 9 minutes of play. Kentucky not moving the ball around enough to really reveal whether Tennessee's playing. No, they're in a zone. They've got 3 men zoning the baseline. Tommy Cron out front. Over to Conley, deep, and back to Cron. Right side, Mobley. Stabbing and missing is McIntosh. Mobley drives all the way, walks with it, out of bounds, Tennessee. So Kentucky has lost the ball twice in a row now with offensive mistakes in the stall. 8:39 to go. Timeout, Tennessee. There's the third timeout of the game. All of them have been called by the Vols. Kentucky has gone into the stall now, and Tennessee has changed its defense somewhat. They're coming out pressing, and leadoff Rupp is using this timeout by Tennessee to talk to his club more about their offense, perhaps, than he is about the defense, because these weak passes have bothered Kentucky somewhat. Since the timeout by Tennessee last, Kentucky at 10:52 had a lead of 28-19. Conley, fouled by Bain at 10:41, got a free throw that extended the Wildcats' advantage to 10 points, the longest lead of the game. It is now 29-19, and there are 8 minutes and 39 seconds to play. Tennessee has been in a stall all the way. They led Kentucky after the first 10 minutes of play by 7-6. Kentucky came on hand with a beautiful rally in the last 4 minutes of the first half with a 19-13 advantage, and here at the midpoint of this half, they were leading 29-19. Tennessee was leading by a score of 12-8 when Davis completed a three-point trip. A free throw by Conley was matched by McIntosh of Tennessee after Cron had hit from the corner, and then Tommy Cron made a three-point trip that put Kentucky on top, 14-13. Cron then got a free throw and 2 field goals to really spark the Kentucky Wildcats to a 19-13 halftime lead. The ball belongs to Tennessee, and the referee is warning them that they're ready to come back to play. Kentucky has made no change in the lineup. They're going with a starting 5. Tennessee makes no change in their lineup. Tennessee has the ball at 8:39 of the last half, and we're ready to go here at Knoxville. Danny Schultz crossing the timeline, met by Cron. Passes to Davis, 18 feet away. He shoots. It's good. Davis in double figures for Tennessee. That's the Vols' 4th field goal of the half. So it's 29-21 Kentucky. Now we watch the strategy unfold here in these clutch minutes of the game. Conley, left side, Deacon. Over to Nash. Outside to Tommy Cron. Cron moving to the left. Kentucky not stalling now. It's left side, Deacon. He moves to the free throw line, gives to Conley, moves to the left, cuts down the middle, and is fouled as he missed the shot. Rolled off the rim. Looked like it was going to hang for him. Fouled by Davis of Tennessee. That's the second foul against Davis, the third on Tennessee this half. We believe there will be 2 shots to Conley. That's right. Conley on the line for the first of 2. Got it. Conley's 5th point of the game. Kentucky leads by 9. 8:03 left. Conley, second shot. Good. Kentucky, for the second time, leads by 10. It's 31-21. Danny Schultz of Tennessee bouncing up the backcourt with 8 minutes to go. Comes over the center line against Cron. Breaks down the right side. Quickly backs away, though. Setting up the Tennessee attack. Kentucky's 1-3-1. Left side, Bain looks to the middle. Whips it in there. McIntosh on the top of the slot. Double team of the zone at the free throw line. Almost got him. High went over to the right side. Sid Elliott. Elliott looks. Cross the zone to McIntosh. He moves to the free throw line. Gives to Bain wide open, and he lays it in. Tennessee beginning to score now, and they've cut the Kentucky lead down to 31-23. Tommy Cron moving up over the center line for the Kentucky Wildcats. Right side pass to Nash under the basket, knocked out of bounds by Tennessee's Howard Bain. 7 minutes, 19 seconds remain to play here at Knoxville. Tommy Cron will put it in play now. To the left of the basket over the baseline. Backs away to get plenty of passing space and flips to Mobley. Deep to Larry Conley. Back to Mobley, bringing it out front to set it up. Over to Tommy Cron. To the right it goes to Nash. Looking to the middle, returning it out front to Cron. Cron backing away from McIntosh of Tennessee, yelling his play. Moves to the right, goes down the side to the free throw line, and taken away by McIntosh of Tennessee. The Vols have the rally going now. Here's McIntosh over the timeline for the Volunteers. They're down by 8 points. Outside to Danny Schultz. The Vols have got the fire now, and let's see what they do with it. Schultz comes to the right side. Backs away and gives to Davis on the top of the slot. His long shot, no good. On the rebound, Elliott, no good. Deacon has it taken away from him, and a foul by Deacon of Kentucky. A fist fight breaks out. Deacon fighting now with McIntosh. The officials appear to be helpless to do anything about it. A slugfest breaks out under the Tennessee basket, and let's see what's going to be called. Players and fans alike storm under the basket with 6:36 to go. McIntosh of Tennessee has one of the officials by the arm. The officials have not indicated yet what they have called. They're stopping the game at 6:36, though. It appeared to be a personal foul against Deacon. We'll have to hold up for the announcement to see what the officials have called.
Personal foul against Deacon.
Deacon's personal foul is his second foul of the game. That's 4 this half on Kentucky.
Technical foul has been a tough call against both teams.
And so there'll be a technical foul against both teams, and we'll have a free throw shooting contest. Tennessee has a substitute, Robinette, coming off the bench. No indication yet whether the players have been ejected. Deacon still on the floor. Ray Mears at center court questioning the call by the officials. Adolph Rupp moving out now to be told what's been called. Kentucky leads 31-23. Deacon, in a foul situation with McIntosh, got into a fist fight. Now they are ejecting, apparently, both Deacon and McIntosh. McIntosh and Deacon out of the game for fighting, a technical foul against both teams. Into the ball game for Tennessee is Pat Robinette. He's shooting one shot. Apparently this is the personal foul, and it's good. Robinette. Now the technical will be by Schultz. Schultz hitting 91% of his free throws. 91%. Tennessee's within 7 points. They've twice been down by 10. Schultz ready to go. And the technical foul good. Now they're going to give him another one. A second shot by Schultz. It's good. So Tennessee gets 3 points at the free throw line, a personal foul, and a 2-shot technical foul. And now Tommy Cron, who's hitting 88% of his free throws, will shoot for Kentucky. 2 shots to Tommy Cron. First shot good. 5 points this half by Cron, who's back for another one. 32-26 the score. Cron got it. So Tennessee gains 1 point and will jump at center circle. It's 33-26 Kentucky. 6 minutes, 36 seconds to go. Bain jumps against Nash. Both boys are 6'5". Let's see who gets possession. Ishmael is in replacing Deacon for Kentucky. He's 6'5" from Mount Sterling, a senior. Nash taps over the head of Deacon. Davis got it for Tennessee. To Danny Schultz, and the Vols have the ball. The rally is alive. In front court, Schultz backs away now. Passes one to Robinette and gets it back. Holds it up over his head. Comes to the right. Hands it to Davis. Back to Schultz. Can't shoot. The zone shuts him off. He backs away and feeds Robinette to the right. On the side, it goes to Davis in the 3-second zone. A hook, no good. Tapped up, no good by Bain, who rebounds and lays it in. Tennessee keeps the rally going, and they're within 5 points. 6 minutes to go. 33-28. Kentucky has a lead of 10 points cut in half. It's in front court to Larry Conley on the right. Back out front to Cron. Kentucky playing it cautiously now. They want that good shot. Tennessee aggressive now defensively. They've come out of that stall with a vengeance. Cron moves to the right. Nobody to pass to. Conley comes out and gets it. Schultz goes to him and he gives back to Cron. Left side Ishmael. Back to Tommy Cron. 5:34 on the clock. Cron attack, moves to the right. Top of the slot gives to Ishmael on the left. Bounce pass Conley. Fakes the shoot. Holds it over his head. Starts down the baseline. Does go, and it is knocked out of bounds by Tennessee. They got it. Bain has got it away. Tennessee out hustling Kentucky now, and they are rallying. Up in the front court. Schultz of Tennessee breaks in, slips, but doesn't walk. Robinette to Elliott on the free throw line. Bounce pass Davis. Shot no good. Outside foul on Kentucky's Ishmael. First foul on Ishmael. 5 fouls this half on Kentucky. Only 3 on Tennessee. Davis gets 2 shots for Tennessee. Tennessee has a rally going. 2 shots to Davis, who's hitting over 80%. He missed it. The first shot Davis has missed on the free throw line today. 5 minutes, 5 seconds to go. And Kentucky hold on to a 5-point lead. Here's Davis looking in, and the shot, it's good. So it is now 33-29, Kentucky timeout. This is the first time Kentucky has called a timeout. This is the strongest rally that Tennessee has made in the second half. Kentucky has been in charge the second half until just now. 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining to play. We're here at Knoxville this afternoon, and let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network. This is Claude Sullivan from the Armory Fieldhouse in Knoxville. Kentucky ahead of Tennessee by 4 points with just over 5 minutes to play. Well, Tennessee has a rally going. Kentucky was leading by 10 points with 8:39 to go when Tennessee called timeout, and they came back rolling. Tennessee has been quite strong since their timeout at 8:39. With 8.5 minutes to go, Kentucky was leading by 10 points. Tennessee has a big rally to cut 6 points off of that, and let's see what will happen. Ishmael in the Kentucky lineup is the only substitution that Rupp has made. Ishmael 6'5", 207 is in replacement of Ted Deacon. Kentucky will have the ball under the Tennessee basket. Mobley and Cron will be at the guards. Nash in the pivot. Conley and Ishmael will be the forwards. Tennessee gives us Schultz and Robinette at the guards. Bain, Elliott, and Davis, the baseline trio. Now we're ready to play as Terry Mobley of Kentucky moves up and over the timeline. Fakes to Cron. Bounce pass to Ishmael, who's immediately knocked to the floor by Bain of Tennessee. The third foul on Bain, and the fourth of the half on the Vols. Ishmael will get 1 shot. Ishmael is hitting 78-8 at the free throw line. Kentucky holds a 4-point lead. Ishmael's shot too hard, and Tennessee got it. Bain takes it off. So the Vols have a chance to cut into it deeper. Moving up the back court is Danny Schultz. To the right side, Robinette. He breaks in, pulls up, gives. Elliott on the free throw line, double team. Gets it out to Robinette. Robinette moves, top of the slot. They take it away, and Nash comes up with it. Batted down by Larry Conley. Nash moves up into front court for Kentucky. Over to Tommy Cron, right side Conley. He shoots from 20. He missed it with a foul on the play. Or what was called. They gave the ball to Tennessee, rolling it went over the backboard. So Kentucky fails to score with a 4-point lead. 4:20 to play. Schultz of Tennessee in front court. Moving to the left. Brings Davis out high. Gives to him at the free throw line. Knocked away by Nash. Davis recovers. Breaks in on Nash and shoots from 10. No good with a foul. Davis is charging. Shooting will be Larry Conley. Davis of Tennessee draws his third foul. That's 5 personals against each team this half. 4:05 to go. Kentucky leads by 4, 33-29. Conley will be the shooter. Conley will get 1 shot. The bonus has not been in effect either half against either team. Conley has the ball. Shooting. Good. Conley now has hit 5 for 5 at the free throw line. Kentucky's lead is 34-29. Danny Schultz of Tennessee. The Vols have made 2 trips without scoring now. Setting it up against Tommy Cron. Looks to the right. Elliott comes out and takes it. They turn Elliott loose. He gives it over to Bain deep. The little men are under the basket now. They give Bain a 20-footer. He takes a 1-bounce dribble. Still doesn't want it. Threatens to go to the baseline with the pass and gives to Elliott. Out to Schultz. He's got a 20-footer. Fakes Conley away, and from 15 feet, he missed it. Tapped by Bain, no good. Beautiful rebound by Terry Mobley of Kentucky. Whipped to Conley in front court to Mobley breaking through. He hooks to Nash, who missed it. Tapped up, no good by Ishmael. As Nash missed a wide-open trip shot. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Kentucky leads by 5. Schultz of Tennessee in front court to Robinette on the right. They give him the shot, and it's good. Robinette's first field goal of the game. It's 34-31. Tennessee is within 3 points. That field goal by Nash was a tremendously costly one. In front court, Conley on the free throw line. He falls down but gets it to Ishmael from 20 feet. He missed it. On the rebound, Tennessee. Davis takes it off, hands it over to Schultz. 2:50 to go. The balls are still coming. Up in the front court, Schultz to the right side. Mobley holds him to the outside. A quick shot by Schultz, no good. Out of bounds. No, Ishmael got it first. Gets it over to Mobley, but he intended to slam it out of bounds to Cron at midcourt. Kentucky leads by 3 points. Cron setting it up with a pass to Mobley. 34-31 Kentucky. 2.5 minutes left. Now it's to Nash. Nash does not have a single field goal in the game. Down the left side to Ishmael. Out front to Mobley. 2:20 and the clock running. Kentucky leads by 3. Nash in a pivot breaks for the basket and Elliott fouls him. Elliott's second foul of the game. That's 6 on Tennessee. Nash, who has only 2 points in this game, those at the free throw line, is up for one shot. After this, the bonus will be in effect against Tennessee. Nash shooting good. His first point of the second half. Kentucky 35, Tennessee 31. The Vols have the ball, 2:15 to go. Robinette in front court down the right side. Outside to Schultz. Schultz dances to the left, straight away on Tommy Cron of Kentucky. Calls his play. Davis and Elliott both come out. It's to Elliott on the right, to Davis at the free throw line. Conley fouled him. Conley's first foul of the game. 6 fouls on each team this half. 1 shot being awarded to A.W. Davis of Tennessee. Davis has hit 3 out of 4. He's shooting 1, and the shot good. Kentucky gets the ball, leading by 3, 35-32. 1:58 seconds to go as we enter these last 2 minutes. To Conley in front court. Conley out front, guarded by Bain, slips away to the left, a bounce pass Ishmael. Out front to Mobley, over to Cron. Lobs on the baseline, Conley. Outside with a bounce pass to Cron, to Mobley, and a foul on Robinette of Tennessee. The bonus is in effect now, so Conley can get 2 points here. 1:43 to go. Larry Conley on the line, 1+. The bonus is in effect for the first time this game against either team. 1:43 to go. This is the clutch for this young sophomore from Ashland. Conley shooting, got it. Conley will get the bonus as Kentucky noses ahead by 4. Conley has the ball. He sights and shoots. Good. Larry Conley coolly collecting 2 free throws, puts Kentucky ahead by 5. Tennessee timeout. It stops the clock at 1:42, gives the Vols timeout number 4. The Volunteers have a rally going, and Kentucky holding on to a lead of 37-32. Kentucky called a timeout at 5:03, and Tennessee had rallied to within 4 points, 33-29. When play resumed, Ishmael, fouled by Bain, missed the free throw, but Conley, fouled by Davis, got the free throw and put Kentucky ahead by 5. Robinette for Tennessee, hit from the side at 3:08. Nash got a free throw to give Kentucky a 4-point lead at 35-31 and 2:17 to go. Conley fouled Davis, who got 1 free throw, and then on a foul by Robinette, Conley has picked up 2. And Kentucky now leads 37-35 with Tennessee just calling their 4th timeout of the game. It's been a long, long way back into the game since Kentucky has had a field goal. Checking our records here, Kentucky has not had a field goal since 10:52. Cron got a field goal that gave Kentucky the lead, 28-19. And Kentucky has not scored a field goal since then. So they have been over 9 minutes without a field goal. Nash had a wide-open crib shot and missed it. So can Kentucky, without the aid of a field goal, hold on? We said 37-35. Bob Cox corrects us. It should be 37-32. Kentucky leads by 5. Tennessee has the ball under the Kentucky basket. Defensively, Kentucky has Cron out front, Ishmael on the baseline, Nash on the pivot. The wings are Mobley to the left, and to the other side, Larry Conley. Tennessee attacks. Danny Schultz coming up over the center line. Looks to the left, holds the ball straight away on Tommy Cron. Looks to the right, Robinette comes out and gets it. Cron picks him up, back to Schultz. Mobley jarred it away, but Schultz picks it up and gets away a 20-footer from the right side. No good. On the rebound, nobody there but Elliott of Tennessee, and a foul is called. It's on Elliott of Tennessee. And there will be a free throw plus the bonus. as Elliott gets his third foul. Elliott was pushing. That's the reason nobody was over there to rebound with him. 1:26 left. The shooter, Ishmael. Ishmael's had one try and missed it. He came in hitting 78.8%. Ishmael, Kentucky's only substitute, forced when Deacon was ejected for fighting with McIntosh of Tennessee, who also was ejected. So Ishmael on the line, 1+. Shooting, good. That's the first Kentucky substitute to score. Wildcats are ahead by 6 points. Ishmael, bonus shot. No good. Tennessee's got it as Bain clears, down by 38-32. Danny Schultz moving up the backcourt at 1:20. Moves to the right on Cron, swings back to the left at the top of the slot. Conley double teams. In the left corner to Bain, drives the baseline, lays it up. Good, and a foul against Bain for charging. The goal will count, giving Bain his third field goal of the half and cutting the Kentucky lead to 4 points with 1:12 to go, 38-34. Nash will be the shooter. Nash is 1+. Kentucky hadn't had a field goal since 10:52. Schultz clapping his hands right in Nash's face as Cotton shoots good. He'll get the bonus. Kentucky now leads 39-34. Nash shooting, the bonus, good. With McIntosh waving his arms in his face, Nash makes it 40-34. 1:10 left as McIntosh of Tennessee in front court. Swings to the left side, double teamed. Hooks it into the corner, Bain. Double team, Bain, a yell shoot, can't, he's double teamed. Pivots, whips one that's Robinette can't handle, out of bounds Kentucky, 58 seconds showing. Terry Mobley to Tommy Cron, slowing it down in backcourt. And the Wildcats may be playing keep away Tennessee's 1-3-1. Up in the front court, Terry Mobley quickly double team, shoots it to Conley, whips to Nash. He tries one that's knocked up into the air, taken by Ishmael in the corner. Double team, lobs one out to Tommy Cron. Over it goes to Mobley, 42 seconds and the clock running. The Cats lead 40-34. Out front to Cron, right side Conley. In the pivot, Nash turns, moves left, throws it out of bounds. No, Tommy Cron just barely got it over to Conley. Conley moves in. Passes to the left side. Mobley, he wants the shot. Good. Mobley liked the size of that one for his 4th point of the half, and the Cats lead by 8. 19-18 as those seconds tick away. Here's Conley almost stealing the ball from Schultz, who drives down the baseline, and they call Mobley for blocking. Mobley's second foul of the afternoon. Schultz will get 1+. 14 seconds remain. Danny Schultz of Tennessee, 1+. Has not missed a free throw this afternoon. Chance to cut Kentucky down to its halftime margin of 6. The shot good. That field goal by Mobley was the first by Kentucky in over 10 minutes. They got a field goal at 10:52, and that one by Mobley went through at 17 seconds. Schultz getting both free throws reduces the lead to 6 points, what it was at halftime. 42-36 right now. Tennessee a full court press. It's lobbed in Mobley to Conley, whipped back to Mobley and up to Cron. 11 seconds. Left side Ishmael. Whips it over to Larry Conley driving. He missed the ball, and Bain of Tennessee collides with Mobley but gets the ball. 3 seconds to go to Schultz. From 20 feet, it's good, and the game is over. Schultz got his third field goal of the game as the horn sounded, and Kentucky is champion of the Southeastern Conference. And where did they win it? In Knoxville, Tennessee. They won where a champion should have won it, ending up with a 4-3 record on the road, champions of the SEC, and they're NCAA bound. And the guys that are hugging the hardest and the happiest the most, perhaps, are those 2 sophomores, Larry Conley and Tommy Cron. Some members of the Board of Trustees are out there hooping it up just about as much. We see Bob Stevens from the board. We see Billy Ray Lickard, a former Kentucky basketball player who was on the championship team himself. Adolph Rupp in center court getting congratulations. Well, this is it. Kentucky wins on the road. And that's what the coaches had said would happen this year, that the champion would have to win on the road. And every coach we've talked with this year, to show you how these experts can be sometimes, every coach we talked with in the Southeastern Conference said that the champion would have 3 losses. Kentucky wins the title with 11 wins and 3 losses. We'll give you your individual scoring on this 42-38 victory in just a moment. Winter in the South is the most unpredictable season as far as weather is concerned. It's likely to be cold one day, warm the next, with some dark, rainy nights when the visibility is poor. For safe driving in weather like you need a strong, reliable car battery to provide quick starts and powerful lights. Better see your Standard Oil dealer for a battery checkup. He's a battery expert. uses the most modern equipment and knowledge of batteries to see that your battery is in A1 shape. If you need a new battery, look over his complete line of fresh Atlas Permafull batteries. They're rugged and sturdy, built to provide a long life of reliable service. There's an Atlas battery priced to fit your budget. Yes, for the finest battery ever built. Get an Atlas battery, available wherever you see the Standard Oil side. Well, let's check the scoring here in Knoxville, where Kentucky has beaten Tennessee for the second time this season and did it for the SEC crown. Tennessee's usual high-scoring Danny Schultz was held this afternoon to a total of 10 points. He came back with 8 points the second half after being limited to 2 points in the slowdown first half. Schultz gets 10, one less than at Lexington. He has 3 field goals and 4 free throws. The big man in the first half for Tennessee, A.W. Davis, with 8 points, finished on top for the Vols with 12. He had 4 field goals, 4 out of 5 free throws. And coming back, Howard Bain finished with 8 points for Tennessee on 4 field goals, 3 of them the second half. He had 2 free throws the first half and missed them all. Larry McIntosh contributed 5 points, 2 field goals, and a free throw in 2 tries. And their center, Sid Elliott, the captain, was shut out. Pat Robinette came off the bench to get 3 points for the Vols, a field goal and a free throw, when McIntosh was ejected for the game for fighting with Ted Deacon. For Kentucky, a magnificent game by Tommy Cron this afternoon, who came up with 17 points, most that he scored any game this season. He had 16 against Ole Miss, but even in a slowdown game this afternoon here in Knoxville, Cron came up with 7 field goals and 4 free throws. He got 11 of his points in directing the Cats to a 6-point first-half lead. Tommy Cron with 17. Cotton Nash this afternoon needed 8 points to overtake Alex Groza in the all-time Kentucky scoring lead, and perhaps for the first time in his career, Nash has been shut out from the field. He gets only 5 points, all at the free throw line. Nash with 5 points. And the little guy who probably settled it all, never got a field goal the second half, Larry Conley. He went to the line with a 3-point lead and hit 1+. And Conley hit 7 points at the free throw line and finishes with 9 points. Conley this afternoon, hit 7 for 7 at the free throw line and got an early field goal for 9 points. Out front, Terry Mobley, who played a splendid defensive game and very, very strong on the defensive backboard, finished with 7 points, 3 field goals and a free throw. Deacon, ejected for the game for fighting, had a field goal and a free throw and 2 tries for 3 points, and Ishmael, the only Kentucky sub, had a point as he hit 1 out of 3 on the free throw line. So the final score is 42-38. Kentucky 42, Tennessee 38. And as incredible as it might seem, Kentucky went from 10:52 to the end of the ball game with 1 field goal after the issue had perhaps been settled by Mobley with 17 seconds to go. That is the only field goal that Kentucky got in the last 10:52. At 10:52, Cron went under to hit and put Kentucky ahead 28-19. Tennessee called a timeout. And from that spot on, Kentucky got 1 field goal. Tennessee managed to get a rally going and very nearly got it going good enough to get back in the ball game and win it. They had 8:23 to go when Davis hit a 15-footer that cut the Kentucky lead to 8 points. It seemed to be a harmless field goal as Conley, fouled by Davis, came back to get 2 free throws, and we went into the last 8 minutes of the game, Kentucky ahead 31-21, and then the rally started at 7:25. Bain went under to get a field goal. Foul, Robinette got a free throw. That was when McIntosh was fouled by Deacon. Robinette came in as the 2 fighters, Deacon and McIntosh, were ejected from the game. Then 2 technical fouls awarded each team. Schultz got the 2 for Tennessee, and Cron got the 2 for Kentucky. And with 6:36 still to go, the Cats led 33-26. Bain got a rebound shot for the Vols, and Ishmael fouled Davis, who got a free throw to cut the lead to 4. Kentucky wanted a timeout there at 5:03. That's perhaps when the Cats were in their most trouble. Ishmael was fouled by Bain, but he missed the free throw. Larry Conley picked up a free throw when Davis fouled him, and the Cats led by 5. Then Robinette got a field goal at 3:08, cutting the Kentucky lead to 3 points. Nash at that point got a free throw, but Davis matched it for Tennessee, and the score was 35-32 with exactly 2 minutes to go. Then came perhaps the climax of the game when Robinette fouled Conley. The Ashland sophomore hit them both, and Kentucky moved ahead 37-32. Tennessee called timeout at 1:42, but didn't score. They fouled Ishmael offensively, and he got a free throw in 2 tries. Bain did get a field goal to reduce the margin to 4 points at 1:12, but Nash hit 2 free throws and Mobley a field goal to wrap it up by 8 points and offset a closing field goal and 2 free throws by Schultz that gives Kentucky a closing 4-point victory, 42-38. Tennessee outscoring Kentucky here the second half by a margin of 2 points. Again, your individual scoring for Tennessee, they were led by A.W. Davis with 12, Danny Schultz with 10, Howard Bain with 8, Larry McIntosh with 5, Pat Robinette with 3, Elliott was scoreless. Kentucky had only one player in double figures. It was Tommy Cron, who scored more points than he's ever scored this season, 17. Next for the Cats with 9, Larry Conley, as those two sophomores, Tommy Cron and Larry Conley, contributed 23 of Kentucky's points, which is well over half. The other scoring, Mobley got a 7. Nash got 5, Deacon got 3, and Ishmael got 1. Tennessee did shut off the big guns this afternoon, limiting Deke and Nash, who are, of course, hitting almost 46 points a game between them, to only 8 points. But the others were there when it counted. Kentucky was down by 4 points in the early going when Tennessee got a free throw by Davis and went ahead 12-8. Conley, again doing the same as he did to finish up the game, hit at the free throw line. And after Bain missed, Cron hit from the corner to pull Kentucky within 1. Then Mobley fouled McIntosh, who put Tennessee ahead 13-11 with only 4:12 in the first half. Then Tommy Cron became the hero. He was fouled by Davis, got the free throw, took the ball away from Bain and scored to put Kentucky on top for the first time at 14-13. Fouled by McIntosh, he got the free throw, then came back to get a 15-foot jump shot, and with 20 seconds in the half, stole the ball from Tennessee again and made the halftime margin 19-13. Tennessee had led at the end of the first 10 minutes 7-6. And Kentucky at the midpoint of the second half was leading 29-19. And those are the highlights from the final Kentucky game in the SEC this season. We'd like to thank our engineer, David Sullivan, our statistician, Bob Cox. Kentucky will be flying home, incidentally, immediately after the game here. It's 5:26 right now. Estimated time of arrival at Bluegrass Field in Lexington will be somewhere between 7 and 7:30. The SEC champs right now, with 21 victories and 3 defeats, finish the conference with 11 wins and 3 losses, and the rest of the conference play that will be tonight and next Wednesday will just be for the other positions. Kentucky is the SEC champ. Tennessee now is 8-5, putting Georgia Tech in the number 2 position. Tennessee's record now is 15-8 for the season. Be sure to listen in Monday night at 7:45 Eastern Time when UFK takes on St. Louis in Lexington, brought to you on the Standard Oil Sports Network by Standard Oil Company and Standard Oil dealers throughout Kentucky. Here's a lifeline for safe winter driving. Keep windshields and windows clean of slush and ice. Remember, you have to see danger to avoid it. Now, this is Claude Sullivan from the Armory Fieldhouse in Knoxville, Tennessee, wishing you good afternoon for your neighborhood Standard Oil dealer. This broadcast has been originated for the Standard Oil Sports Network by Louisville station WINN Technical Director Mel Scarsdale. Your final score again, Kentucky 42, Tennessee 38. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
CBS in Louisville, 1240 WINN.